Good morning, everyone. Welcome again. My name is Becky Benitez, Community Liaison. Welcome to our monthly virtual Lunch and Learn. Please keep your mics on mute. This presentation will be recorded, just a reminder. Our topic for today will be Homebuyers Assistance Program and Breast Cancer Awareness.
And now to the agenda: introduction of the director and outreach staff, mini commercial, introduction of today's presenters, upcoming events, and final remarks.
Hello, everyone. I am Latasha Smith. I am going to introduce our interim director, which is Mr. Keith Bynum. And also, I would like to welcome you all for attending our monthly Lunch and Learn. Thank you once again for taking out the time to learn about our programs and what we have to offer. Our outreach team consists of Ms. Onika Porter, our administrative manager, myself, Latasha Smith, the community involvement coordinator, and we have three excellent community liaisons, Mr. Pedro Sosa, Ms. Becky Benitez, and Ms. Dejanay Jones.
Welcome our special guest, Jeremiah Rivera, Management Analyst for the City of Houston Housing and Community Development.
Fantastic. Okay, so we can go ahead and get started. And I want to echo my colleagues and say good morning, everyone, again. Thank you for joining us. We know that there's plenty of things you could be doing with your time, so we appreciate that you're spending your morning/lunchtime with us. My name again is Jeremiah Rivera, and I will be speaking with you all for the next little bit about our 3 down payment assistance programs. So just to put this up front, we're going to go through these programs. It's going to be a lot of information. Don't feel like you have to write everything down. We're going to make this PowerPoint available to you afterwards, and we'll also link you to our program websites. And I just want to point out that on each of these program websites, we have our application forms and our guidelines. We do periodically update those. So please, if you are considering using any of these down payment assistance programs, especially further down the line, please review the website and those guidelines, because those are the definitive sources of information. And so the last thing I want you to do is fill out an old form, and we've updated it, and then you have to fill it out again. So again, please refer to those websites. So that said, the primary audience for these programs will be individuals who have taken the first step into home ownership. And that will be specifically individuals who have secured a fixed rate mortgage, 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and have taken the HUD homebuyer education course. So I will have a link for you on that, on how to take those courses, how to find them for you in a few slides. And then another thing I wanted to mention before we jump into the individual programs is a question that I get a lot. And that is, will the City of Houston ask for my credit score? I want to be upfront about this because, again, this comes up a lot. In our down payment assistance programs, we will not ask you for your credit score. Your credit score will, of course, impact your ability to obtain a fixed rate mortgage, which is a requirement, but we will never ask you for your actual credit score in our programming. So let's go ahead and get started. By the end of this presentation, if I do this right, you'll have learned about our 3 City of Houston home ownership programs and have at least a high level understanding of those programs' benefits and the eligibility criteria, and maybe most importantly, know where to get more information on those programs. So the first program we're going to discuss today is the Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program, or HBAP for short. And the gentleman you're seeing here is Mr. Harry Sapp. On the left, you'll see the moment before he closes on his home. And then on the right is the immediate moment after he signed his paperwork to become a homeowner. And this was impossible in part due to the Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program. Under this program, the city offers up to $30,000 to income qualified Houstonians who are either first-time homebuyers or are replacing a home that was damaged during Hurricane Harvey. So that $30,000 assistance is in the form of a no interest forgivable loan that is secured by a lien. Now that loan and that lien is fulfilled if you, and I'm going to use you metaphorically, or the buyer, lives in the home for at least 5 years. Now, if circumstances come up and that the buyer or homeowner has to move out of the home before the end of that 5 years, they will only pay back the city for a portion of the original loan amount, depending on how long, how many of those 5 years they were there. And so let's talk a little bit about eligibility. Before we do that, I do want to mention that these are 3 different programs, and I'm giving you a high-level eligibility checklist. There are other eligibility criteria, so please refer to the program website and guidelines. But these are the most of the eligibility criteria, just not all. And so with the Harvey Homebuyers Assistance Program, you must be, number 1, a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. Number 2, you must have lived in the city of Houston's jurisdiction on the date of Hurricane Harvey, which was August 25th, 2017. You'll see here, for those of you that are joining us on Teams, but for those of you who may be joining us over the phone, we have a link to a mapping tool that will help you verify your address, which will go on the next slide, which is at recovery.houstonTX.gov. Number 3, again, you must have been a first-time home buyer or lost a home during Hurricane Harvey. Number 4, obtain that 8-hour HUD homebuyer education course. And again, we'll have a link for you for that in 2 more slides. Number 5, obtain the fixed rate mortgage. Number 6, and this is a key point for this program, it makes it stand out a little bit from the next few we'll talk about. Your household income must be at or below 120% area median income. And we'll have a table showing you what that looks like in a few slides as well. And number 7, you must not be a registered sex offender. So those of you joining us over the phone, what we're looking at now is a screenshot of our map jurisdiction tool, which is on our website. It's free to use. On the upper left, what you'll see is a rectangle red box where you will put in your address on the date of Hurricane Harvey. You'll hit enter, and when you do so, if your address pops up in yellow, like the majority of the screenshot here, that was within City of Houston jurisdiction. If it's in gray, like the bottom center, which is Hunters Creek Village, that is not considered Houston jurisdiction. And on this slide, you'll see a screenshot to the right of the HUD Homebuyer Education website. So we do not offer this training at the City of Houston, but there are a variety of nonprofit agencies and other financial capability organizations that do. This link here on this web is on our slide and on our website will take you directly to the HUD page, which shows you where all the Houston area providers are. And from there, you can actually use some selectable criteria to shrink down that list. So for example, if you're in Humble and you want to look for areas in Humble, you can do that. If you're looking for a provider that will teach the course in Spanish or Cantonese, you can search by languages. So there's a variety of different options, but just as a reminder, this will take you to HUD's webpage. So if you're on our website and you click the link, you'll leave our website in a different tab. And this slide, for those of you that are joining us on the phone again, we're looking at a table of area median income. So this is determined by HUD and is updated yearly. The numbers that we're looking at are the 2021 income figures. And so I mentioned this earlier, but what really differentiates this program from our other programs is that it allows area median income of up to 120%. The next 2 programs we'll discuss cap at 80% AMI. So what that means is for a 4-person household, for example, a husband, wife, and 2 children, that household in total can make up to $95,050 and be eligible for this program. But in our next 2 programs, they would only be able to make that 80% area median income, which is $63,350. So you can see that's a pretty substantial difference. And for a lot of our applicants here, it really allows them to flourish under this particular program. So that was a very quick overview of the Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program. On this slide, for those of you that are joining us, I've put in our, over the phone, I've put in our website information and our phone number and our email address. Our website for this program is recovery.houstontx.gov/HBAP. We also have dedicated webinars for this particular program where we go into a deeper dive into eligibility and the application form. We host those on the second Saturday of the month and the fourth Thursday of the month. And you can register for that at HoustonTX.gov/housing. You'll scroll down to the very bottom of the website and you'll see a calendar. You can just select a date that works best for you. And then it's just a quick, we ask you just for your email address and I think your first and last name, and then we'll send you that registration link. And again, that's free. If you'd like to reach us over the phone, our number is 832-393-0550. And again, we will send you these slides afterwards if you'd like, so don't feel like you have to write down all these URLs and all these phone numbers. The next program we'll discuss today is the Homebuyer Choice Program, or HCP for short. And this program and the next program we'll discuss are in partnership with external organizations. For the Homebuyers Choice Program, we partner with the Houston Community Land Trust. This is actually our newest program. We launched it in late November 2020. So actually its 1-year birthday is coming up next month. And it has very similar eligibility criteria to the Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program. When we get to that slide, I'll point out some key differences. And we'll go ahead and talk a little bit more before we get to eligibility about what this program does differently in terms of down payment assistance. But what we're looking at here is actually a picture of our second successful applicant to use this program to purchase their home. What we're seeing with this program is that the down payment assistance that we are able to offer is covering approximately 2/3 the price of people's homes. And for example, this individual here, the down payment assistance did cover 2/3 the price of the home, and he pays less than $800 a month in total monthly fees for this new home as well. So I touched on it earlier, but the Homebuyers Choice Program provides financial assistance to help residents achieve their dreams of home ownership, and the down payment assistance, can go towards the contract price of the home, including land and improvements, and the homebuyer closing costs. So in this program, the Homebuyers Choice Program, we have 2 different subsidy tiers of down payment assistance. In Tier 1, if the household that you're looking to purchase is zoned to an A or B rated school, you're eligible for up to $150,000 in down payment assistance. If the property you're looking to purchase is not zoned to an A or B rated school, you're eligible for up to $100,000 in down payment assistance. On this slide to the right, we've provided a mapping tool, and you can put in the address of the property you're looking to purchase. It's a guideline tool only. It's due to the complications of creating this particular map. Please use it as an advisory tool. We advise you work with your realtor to make sure that it's the property you're looking at is zoned to an A or B school if you're going to use this program. But again, it will give you a pretty good idea if it is or isn't. So earlier I mentioned that the Homebuyers Choice Program is in partnership with the Houston Community Land Trust. And what that means for this program is that for the property that is purchased, the HCLT, or Houston Community Land Trust, will own and hold the land beneath each home purchased, subject to a restrictive covenant. That's what it means to put the land in trust. This does not mean that you, the home buyer, are a tenant or a renter. You are the home buyer, you are the homeowner. You'll have full use of the land and are responsible for any improvements or repairs during the time you reside in the home. If you decide to sell your home, the program structure makes sure that that property is available to future generations of low to moderate income home buyers. If you do not want to sell the home, you are also able to pass on that home through inheritance as well. In terms of program eligibility, again, it's going to be fairly similar to the Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program. And I want to draw your attention to some items on this slide that are different. On number 3, you'll see that you must be able to maintain at least $1,000 in savings for use after closing on the home. Number 4, you must obtain at least $70,000 in financing, and this is typically in the form of that 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and that must go towards the purchase of the home. Excuse me. Number 6, you must attend an HCLT orientation session, and in this session, the HCLT will go over in more detail about what it means to put the land in trust. So you will do that before you sign any documents, before you put your name on anything. So it'll give you that opportunity to decide if this program works best for you. And number 7, when I talked about the Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program, I mentioned different levels of AMI. Under this program, the household must be at 80% AMI or lower, and we'll show you again what that looks like on the deck, in this deck in a few slides. And number 8, you cannot have been a homeowner at the time that you are trying to purchase a property under this program. So this is a little bit about what it means to, this slide is a little bit about what it means to put a land in trust. This isn't everything. Of course, as I mentioned, there's a whole course, and when I say course, it's a day, I think it's only a few hours actually, that the land trust will run to give you further context, so that way you have a full understanding of what it means, but at a high level again. With the ground lease under this program, these are a couple of high-level items. For example, the home must be your full-time primary residence. You are, again, responsible for repair and maintaining the property. Of course, you have the ability to name heirs for the property. And if you are going to sell the property, again, the program structure is designed that you are able to sell it to a family or a household that's 80% AMI or lower. So just a couple of things to keep in mind. And again, that presentation that the land trust does will go into more detail. On this slide, again, we're looking at 80% area median income, and looking again at 4-person household at $63,350. This is just for your reference. Again, these numbers are updated yearly by HUD, typically around March or April, and these are the 2021 figures. So there's a lot of information on this slide for home eligibility. I'm not going to go through all of this, but I'll give you the high-level details, and again, you'll have access to this presentation afterwards if you'd like. So a couple of key things that I do want to point out. Eligible homes in this case are single-family units and do not include co-op units, condos, or manufactured homes. The property that you're looking to purchase, just like our Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program, must be in the city of Houston and be eligible to pay for taxes to the city and Harris County. The home itself must be in ready-to-move-in condition. And on this third column here, at the very bottom, there's a minimum property standards link that will pull up a document that details what ready-to-move-in condition actually means. And then the home must not be in a floodplain or the 100-year flood zone, which is the same case for the Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program. If the home is in the 500-year flood zone, it must be fully compliant with city flood ordinances, and you, the homeowner, must purchase flood insurance. And on this column to the far right under flood hazard, at the very bottom, I did link for all of you Central flood map. So if there's a property or neighborhood or area that you have in mind, you can go ahead and kind of start looking and scouting and see where it is in terms of flood zones and floodplains. So on this contact slide, because this is in partnership with the Houston Community Land Trust, you actually do not contact the city to begin the process of applying for this program. You'll be contacting the land trust. So you'll notice all this information here is going towards them. So their website is houstonclt.org/homebuyer Program. Their phone number is 713-512-5575, and their email address is info@houstonclt.org. And our last program that we'll discuss today is the New Home Development Program, or NHCP for short. This program is in partnership with the Houston Land Bank. Because we've covered most of the criteria, eligibility criteria on the prior run through with the Homebuyers Choice Program, we're not going to cover it this time, but just keep in mind, again, to review the program guidelines. And what you're seeing here is the key transfer for two different families that are moving into their brand new constructed homes under the New Home Development Program. Both of these families are first-time home buyers, literally moving into a new home that no one else has lived in. And for those of you that are construction junkies, on this slide, what I've done is put in a link to our Flickr account where you can see from day one, literally the breaking ground construction pictures all the way to the final product, which we're looking at here on these two slides. So as the name kind of implies, the New Home Development Program, or NHCP, provides newly constructed affordable single-family homes for low to moderate income home buyers and what we call a traditional purchase option. So we want to just, we call it that because it's different than Homebuyers Choice Program. When you go through this program, you buy the home itself, and you also keep the land underneath it as well. So this slide is just a little bit of a summary in what this program does. So the down payment assistance here is up to $50,000 in assistance, and we say up to because it's dependent on the final price of the home, and so there's a little more variation in terms of what the dollar figure amount is, but it's up to $50,000 in down payment assistance for the brand new home. As I mentioned previously, you will own the land underneath the home itself. And because this is in partnership with the Houston Land Bank, you'll actually contact them to begin that process if you are looking to purchase a home under this program. And what we're looking at here is the contact information for the Houston Land Bank. So if you would like to learn more about them, their website is houstonlandbank.org/NHCP. Currently, we have about 7 or 8 homes that are listing under this program. If you want to go directly to that and take a look at what those homes look like, you can go to houstonlandbank.org/homes. So before we move on, I get a couple, when I do this presentation, I get a couple of different questions about the difference between Homebuyers Choice Program and New Home Development Program. With Homebuyers Choice Program, you have the ability to shop around the city of Houston and look for a home that fits that program's criteria. And that does not have to be a new home. It could be a home that's older, as long as it maintains that minimum property standards. With the New Home Development Program, because we are actually working with developers and the land bank to construct new homes, the homes are where the homes are under this program. So if you are looking for a specific neighborhood where we haven't constructed homes yet, you wouldn't be able to use the New Home Development Program, but you would have the Homebuyers Choice and Harvey Homebuyers Assistance Program. So for new home development, please take a look at that houstonlandbank.org/homes to see where those homes are and if they appeal to you. And if they do, definitely reach out to the land bank and see if that's the route you'd like to go. So I did put together a summary slide for everyone. I know that was a ton of information. So for those of you joining us over the phone, on this slide, I put together a table that kind of compares and contrasts both all of these programs. There isn't a best program per se. It's really dependent on your unique circumstance, what you value in home ownership, and where you are in life. So, because that is another question I get, what's the best one? There isn't a best one. Home ownership is a uniquely personal journey, and we at the city want to give everyone the option that works best for them. So on this table, the first row will be the amount of down payment assistance. The second will be who you reach out to get more information. The third row is the area median income eligibility cap. The fourth row is the status of the land if you purchase a home in the program. And then that last row is just summary links to for you to get to those program websites to learn more from the program guidelines, where to begin the process of applying for these programs. And finally, last slide. Everyone, thank you for your patience. As you've had to hear me talk a whole lot just now, we do have what we call our Homebuyer Hub page, and that is houstontx.gov/housing/homes. I recommend bookmarking this page. This is where we list links to all of our down payment assistance programs. So if you are beginning the journey of home ownership, you're not quite ready, maybe you need another 6 months, another year, whatever the case may be, on this page we list all of our down payment assistance programs, and we're going to keep it up to date. So if there's other programs that launch or programs wind down, this link will have a list to all those programs, so you can reference that easily and get to all of them as well. So again, that link will be houstontx.gov/housing/homes for our Homebuyer Hub page. And with that, that is the end of my presentation slides. So I will take a pause and a deep breath and take any questions that may have come up.
Hi, this is Crystal and Marshall. I have a question.
Okay.
What is the price of the home in order to get qualified for the program, besides meeting the qualifications?
If you're talking about the first two programs, Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program and Homebuyer's Choice, there's no set price per se. It's whatever the home buyer can afford. We don't place a minimum price or maximum price. It's up to your budget and what you're looking for.
Okay.
With the new home development program, if you go out to the web page, it has the listing. Under the listings, it'll have the price for those homes.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. While people are thinking of questions, I did want to mention a quick tip for everyone. One of the things that I see a lot, and I want to make sure no one here that is interested in using our programs turns into, is please, when you're working with your realtor on this on this journey, if you want to use these programs, please plan in advance 6 to 8 weeks for us to be able to qualify you. And that's because you guys, so many times I've taken calls from folks that are like, hey, I'm closing in a week and I haven't heard back my status, and they submitted their paperwork that week to us. It takes us that long because there's back and forth that has to happen. Sometimes we have to reach out to you to clarify some paperwork. There's also the queue involved, right? We take it's first come, first serve. And for some of these programs, we have to get the state to sign off on things, so that adds time to it. So basically what I'm getting at is do not start shopping or and especially do not put a home under contract until you have been qualified under our program if you need to use these down payment assistance programs. So just keep that in mind in your timeline as you're going through this journey.
Excuse me, did you say 16 or 60 weeks?
6 to 8. 6
Oh.
to 8. Yeah. Thank you for asking. 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, thank you. I have another question.
Okay.
I'm a realtor, and I came in a little bit late into your piece here. Do the realtors need to have a specific certificate to work with the city of Houston for the housing? Is there something that we as realtors are supposed to be doing? Do we need to be qualified in order to assist in this type of program?
The short answer to that is no. The medium answer to that is that for the Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program, we do offer a realtor webinar training. It's completely optional, but it helps kind of lay out the forms and where they are on our website for the Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program. We host those the second Tuesday of every month.
Okay, thank you.
I see a question in the chat about obtaining the $70,000 in financing. That's up to you to go to different banks and to obtain your fixed rate mortgage. So however you want to shop around, we don't make recommendations on that per se. That would be up to you to be able to secure that.
I have a question. This is Deborah. Can on the new home development program, where there is up to $50,000 down payment, are those houses anywhere within the city of Houston, or is it in a particular area of Houston?
Right now, the homes that we have listed under the NHCP program are in the Acres Homes neighborhood. When we start building out in different areas, we will update the listing page when those are available. But right now, we're not. We don't have any additional homes under construction with that program. We do have funding for it. We just haven't started construction elsewhere yet.
Thank you.
Jeremiah, there's another question. Somebody's asking, can you use all three? I guess they mean all three programs?
Nope, you got to pick one. So you can combine it with these programs of other things like VA, veteran assistance loans. But in terms of City of Houston down payment assistance funded programs, you got to go with one.
I have another quick question. If you use the let's say the Harvey Assistance Down Payment Program, can you combine that with another state down payment assistance program?
That answer will be dependent on which program it is, and so I know if it's frustrating to hear. It depends, and it really depends on the funding source because the Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program is funded through federal funds. If that Texas funding is also through federal funds, that is for sure no. If you have questions though, definitely reach out to our eligibility team and they can give you that definitive answer. So they would be able to tell you if you can mix and match those two funding sources or not.
And how do you reach the eligibility team?
So on the that link with the contact webpage, you can either email us or you can give us a call on that number. Actually, if I can go back, I don't think I'm presenting anymore. But on the presentation I am presenting, right? Or is it just me? Anyway, so when we send this out to you, there's a page that has all of our contact information. So you can either email us or you can give us a call. If you want to call us, that's 832-393-0550. If you want to email us, that's homebuyersquestions@houstontx.gov. But again, that will be in the contact us slide when we send it out.
Okay, and I've done that, but when I get to that 0550 number, they send me to the guidelines. And of course, the guidelines does not speak to combining DPAs.
You're breaking up a little bit, but I think what I heard you say is that you've called the call center before and you weren't able to get a definitive answer. Is that right?
They sent me to the guidelines, and the guidelines don't speak to combining PAs.
Okay. In that case, if we can get your email address and we will touch base with you afterwards,
Okay.
I'll reach out to our eligibility team.
Perfect. And let's see, how do I get that how do I send that to you?
You can, do you feel comfortable putting it in the chat?
I'm looking at the chat. Is it show conversation or where is the chat? Maybe this is that. No, let's see.
HCD team, can you reach out to her and get her email address from her for us?
Sure, we will.
Okay. Our team's going to reach out to you to get your email address.
Thank you.
There's another question on the chat, and it is from Carmen, and she's asking, is there an income limit for those on Social Security?
An income limit for, in terms of income for, no. So as long as you are under the program's income eligibility, and sorry about that. As long as you're under the income eligibility, either the 80% AMI for Homebuyers Choice or New Home Development, or the 120% for Harvey Homebuyers Assistance Program, that you should be fine.
And also we have a question from Ricardo Lobo, and the lenders that an individual would use, would that lender have to be approved by the city or the program?
Yes, that's a good question. So with the Homebuyers Choice Program, when you go out to the program website, there's a list of a few lenders that can be used. That's because that particular program works with the land trust, and they have very specific financial packages that go with that program. So for Homebuyers Choice, the answer is yes, and that's listed out on their webpage. For the other two programs, you can use whatever lender you'd like.
Okay. And we have another question from Mimi Green, and she's asking, are there exceptions to the max 45% of the DTI?
So DTI for everyone is debt to income ratio, and the answer to that is no. There aren't any exceptions we can make for that. That's
45%.
Yeah.
And we also have another question coming in from Ray Hawthorne, and he's asking, is there a time frame to utilize the assistance once it's approved?
That's in the condition. So when you get to that point, that's in the conditional letter that all these spelled out. I believe, if I remember correctly, it is 60 for all 60 days for all three programs. We can recertify that, but that will be explicitly spelled out in the letter once you are qualified. So if anything changes between now and then, we will update that in the form itself, so you'll have that written down for your reference as you go about shopping for a home.
Okay. And we have another question coming in from Ms. Rogers. For the land trust, is there a chance to buy back the land after you pay off the house?
No, it puts the land in trust for 99 years. That's part of the restrictive covenant.
Okay.
I have a question. For the land trust, doesn't the payment pays for the home? That is the amount they are giving for the homeowner. Doesn't it pay for the loan?
The monthly payment that I referenced during that point was the mortgage and other additional fees. There's a small fee, a monthly fee that goes into putting the land in trust, and there's two. I forgot what else is in there. I think it might also be insurance, because you're required to have insurance, and one more which I can't remember off the top of my head. But they will walk you through that along the presentation. But yes, it does cover the mortgage.
Thank you.
All right, we have another question from Ms. Green, and can you use the MCC to reduce the DTI? And can you use homestead tax exemption to reduce or help reduce the DTI?
Oh, that I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to talk to our underwriter on that. We'll need to get back to you on that one.
Wednesdays at 10, only on AD. At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to purchase.
Hey, Jeremiah, this is Sheldon with Titanium Mortgage. Do you still offer the basic HAP program where it's not tied to Harvey?
Yes. So what that question was referencing is that we do have program, and it's very similar to what the Harvey program is, in that you're able to get up to $30,000 in down payment assistance. The big differences are one, you did not have to live in Houston on the date that Hurricane Harvey hit, or have your home damaged by Hurricane Harvey. But the flip side of that is, instead of being able to qualify at 120% area median income, you have to be at 80% area. So we do still have that. It's still funded, although the funding source is a little more limited. But yes, to answer your question, we are still offering that, and that's actually on our Homebuyer Hub page as well. We have a direct link.
We have a question from Miss Imelda, and she's asking, when you're approved with Harvey Assistance Program and found a house that you like, how long would your lead time be? How long is it sufficient to close on a sales contract? Can the buyer close within 60 days is the question.
Yes. And that's and that will be in the commitment letter, and we'll detail that when you get to that point, and more. We'll give you more detail on that in the commitment letter when you get to that point. But yes, definitely.
Great.
The long period of time is really income eligibility. That's the longest piece in terms of us working with you. So plan for that part to be 6 to 8 weeks. But once you're income qualified, once the state has given approval, everything else goes by pretty smoothly.
Jeremiah, this is Sheldon with Titanium Mortgage again. The basic HAP program had an asset limit. Does Harvey have an asset limit?
Don't quote me on this, but I don't think so. I don't remember. I know for sure that traditional HAP does. I don't think the Harvey one does. But that would be in the program guidelines. If it's not in the program guidelines, we do not have one for it.
On your webpage, do you have any information specifically for the traditional HAP program? Because most everything I've seen has been for Harvey.
If you go to the Homebuyers Hub page, which actually, if you don't mind me taking control real quick, HCD team, I'll pull that up so everyone can look at it. Because I had it up prior to the presentation. Give me just 1 sec. Okay, guess one of my cats is very passionate about homebuyer assistance. Give me just 1 second. If those of you that are joining us via Teams can see, this is our Homebuyer Hub. It looks pretty straightforward. So here you can see the link or description about Harvey. This is about the traditional HAP program, which we've been discussing, the Homebuyer's Choice program, and NHCP. So at a very high level, it talks about, even more summarized in that table I showed you all earlier, the down payment assistance that's available, some criteria, and then the AMI. And then the Learn More button will take you directly to the webpage for that program. So this is what I just clicked the Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program, and you can see this is what the page looks like. Kind of sticks out of all the blue and green that we have.
Mm-hmm.
The Homebuyer Assistance Program, traditional HAP, you can see we have that direct link here as well, and so on and so forth. I won't make you guys go have me click through all of these pages, but that's why I mentioned, if you aren't looking to close in the immediate future, it may be worthwhile to bookmark this site, because it has access to all of our links to our current programs, And if down the road we launch something new, we'll put that program up here as well.
Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna put that in the chat as well, so we can just have it. The link I just put in there is for the Homebuyer Hub page. Do we have any other questions we might have missed?
I have a question. This is Paula again. Is there a set funds for the year for this program? Do they, do you ever run out of money for this program for the year?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Each program is funded through different sources. The Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program is federal money from disaster recovery from Hurricane Harvey, and the other programs are funded by city sources. Excuse me. We are not in any danger of running out of Harvey Homebuyer Assistance Program money in the immediate future. I forget. I don't remember what the figure is off the top of my head, but it's literally multi-millions that we have left still to deliver and down payment assistance. Homebuyer Assistance Program, the traditional one, that varies every year. That's by city council, and the funding just depends on really when you're asking, to be honest, during that point in the year. What's appropriated to us and how many people apply for it. We still have funding for that this year right now. Homebuyer's Choice Program, that's not in any danger of running out of funding anytime soon. City Council approved around $50 million in funds for it this year, and we have not come anywhere close to spending that. So that is not in any immediate danger at all. New home development, that one, we do have funding for it, and that's just a little more restricted based on how quick we can put up the homes. And city council, if I remember correctly, it was, do not quote me on this, but we recently received, I think, 13 million for new home development. But again, that's just takes time to do all the construction involved with that. So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, yes, it did. Thank you.
Hi, I have a question, if I may.
Okay.
I am a realtor, and I'm trying to attend to register for the events that you mentioned every second Tuesday of the month. So I did go on the website, and I tried for November and December, but it says that which it says seating is limited. But then when I tried to register, it says that that it's closed. That hold on, let me try it one more time.
And while she's doing that, if you registered for the next class, when do you get notification of whether or not your registration has been accepted?
I believe that's instantly. Is Ashley on the line to answer that question? Any chance?
It says registration is closed. This event has already been held, but I clicked on November and December's date, and I used the link and I pasted it.
Okay. So we'll get that fixed. The team that handles that is on the line with us now. So I think that's I don't want to speak for them, but I'm pretty sure that's a pretty easy fix.
Okay.
We'll get that updated fairly quickly. So if that's not done by Monday, shoot us an email and we'll send you that direct link. But I think that's something they can fix pretty quick.
Okay, thank you.
And as for registration, I'm pretty sure you get an email immediately as soon as you register. Whatever email you use to register, it should shoot you a link within a minute or two saying, "Here, thank you for your registration, and and all that other language that goes with it.
Okay, and if you didn't get that immediate email, what do you do?
Comms team, do you have any feedback on that? Did they register for event and it didn't, they didn't get the registration?
You could call us and we'll talk to somebody to see what's going on and see and make sure that you are registered.
And that number is to call is the 832-393-0550 number.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other questions from folks?
There's no questions in the chat anymore.
Okay. In that case, like I said, that was all I had for my presentation, and I believe that everyone will send the link. I'm sorry, the presentation to everyone who registered. So they'll have all the links and the phone numbers and everything you need to reference this Homebuyers Hub page. It would be extremely useful. I definitely recommend bookmarking that. So thank you again, everyone, for your time. Excited to see all of you hopefully apply for one of these programs next year or so.
Thank you.
And now on to our upcoming outreach events.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will have our 360 Road to Home Ownership series on November 18th, 2021, 6 to 7 p.m. Also, we will have UHD guest partnership event, the Fall Health Fair on Wednesday, November 17th from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m.
Hello, everyone. I am here to talk about breast cancer awareness. As you can see, we are in the month of October, which is dedicated for breast cancer awareness. Just some general information about this disease. Breast cancer is the most common cancer for women in the United States. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer each year. Breast cancer does not limit itself to only women. It also affects men. Approximately 1 out of 1,000 men are diagnosed with breast cancer each year. Even though these numbers are very alarming, however, there is still hope. We have 2.9 million female survivors living in the United States as of today. And if breast cancer is found early and confined to only the breast, the 5-year survival rate is at 99%. You probably ask, what can I do? One thing that you can do is you must get your annual screening mammogram each year. We also have Susan G. Coleman's information up. If you want more information about their walk that they have each year, a 3-day walk, you can support. Even if you don't walk, you can still donate. You can call them at 1-877-GO-COLEMAN, or if you want more information about this topic, you can go to helpline@coleman.org. Once again, we want you to understand the importance of this month, not only in October, but every single month during the year. Make sure you get your screening. So This is the end of our presentation for today and our event. We would like to thank you so much for attending, and we look forward to seeing your face next month. If you would like a copy of the presentation, if you registered, we will definitely give you a copy of the presentation. And once again, enjoy your weekend and see you next month. Thank you so much.